Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of July 20th through the 26th. And during that time, we will have a waning crescent moon. And a waning crescent is a time of surrender, rest, and healing. It's time for us to just really let go and get ready for the new cycle ahead, which starts on the new moon on the 25th. And a new moon, of course, is a good time for a fresh start, a good time to learn new things or start new projects or even make new decisions. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Capricorn. So, of course, please keep that in mind and take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, Capricorn, and your overall message card for this reading: nothing will come of the situation. All right, let's see what you guys have going on this week. As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that my weekly reminder this week is that you get out in nature. So, take a walk, take a hike somewhere. Uh, just find a beautiful place. Maybe find a new place that you've never been to, a place with a lovely view. Just look around and maybe find, parks or things that are around you, or, something that you've had in mind to go check out when it comes to nature. But take time to really just stop and connect with the miracle of nature. This would be maybe study a tree or a plant or an animal, for longer than you normally would. If you're near water, of course, listen to the water. If you're near the ocean or a lake, even a creek, a stream, that sort of thing. Just water is just the best healing sound. So that's just my reminder, Capricorn, is that you get out in nature this week. All right, Capricorn, July 20th through the 26th. Nothing will come of this situation. This card wants to come out, so we will take this one. Your present energy, thinking about the future. So looks like you've reached a place where you can do that. You have the luxury to kind of think about it. This could be, this is kind of, you've reached a goal, you're feeling pretty good about it. You've got the world in your hands, literally. And you're thinking, am I good here? Am I good? Or do I want to go elsewhere? Do I want to move on? Do I want to do something new? Go a little bit bigger. So that's for you to decide. That's kind of the energy or kind of what you're thinking is at the moment. Your current situation is the Emperor. So, this is a card of leadership. This is a card of getting things done, authority. This is a card about, being systematic, someone who just knows how to build something and get things done. So this could be, you're thinking of maybe a move up in your job situation into a leadership role. This could be even an organization that you're involved with where, maybe you've been playing a part, but you're, wondering, should you take on more of a leadership role? This could be, the tarot is a template, so it could be in many, many areas, but, there's some area of your life here that you're pretty passionate about, that you're thinking, you may want to take on more responsibilities when it comes um, to that area of your life. What is at the root of this situation is that, yeah, you're in a place where you're feeling like, yeah, I'm happy and I'm good. Life is good right now. And maybe, if this is a charitable organization, for example, you're thinking, what, my life is really good. It's time that I'm able to give a little bit more right now. This could be taking leadership role at your church, and some sort of leadership role there again, or something at work. So it's just something where you're going to take a little bit more responsibility, and you're doing it out of kind of just being in a good, happy, settled place where you're able to give of your time and energy, which is really awesome. In your recent past is the devil. So you might be, in a place where you're just kind of getting over something that maybe you had, a lack of confidence, and you've got some newfound confidence and you're ready to put that to work. This is about, these are insecurities and kind of false insecurities. This is about, the devil whispering in your ear, oh, you could never do that. You could never lead this organization. You could never take on a leadership role. So I feel like you've kind of conquered that, and you've told this, you've told this devil card, Not today. I definitely am in a happy place and ready to take something on. So, this could be just something you've conquered, some sort of self-doubt, some sort of fear like that. This could even be that you're getting over some sort of addiction. I mean, for some of you, this could be that you have conquered some addiction and you're going to take on a leadership role in maybe a place where you've gotten some help, right? So, it could be that maybe you went to meetings or that sort of thing, and they need someone to run the meetings, and you're in a place now where you can actually do that. So, but yeah, taking on just more of a leadership role there, and you've conquered some demon, which is really awesome. What is on your mind is the star card. So, that's funny because this goes so well with this two of wands here, because the star card is about direction. It's about, where do I want to go? Am I on course? It's kind of asking yourself those questions. Is there some sort of guidance out there for me? Am I at my destination, or is there another destination out there, that I need to be to moving forward to? So, the star is definitely about watching the signs to answer this question here. So, make sure that you're watching those signs, those little synchronicities that the universe offers, because that's going to offer you clarity, which is really what this card is about. It's about just the clarity of knowing the direction, to know that you're on the right path. So pay attention to those synchronicities there. What is just ahead of you? All right, so the eight of swords here. So this is our card of how did we get here? How did we get here? And also about thinking yourself out of it. So, you may feel like that with this devil card behind you. You may have a situation here where you do feel like you're just a little bit stuck and you're like, how did I get here? And I think maybe you find your way out by thinking of your future, watching the signs, and maybe stepping into this leadership role. If you're still a little bit nervous about it, I think you need to just really try to muster up that confidence to do it. I mean, all the signs here are pointing to you being able to take on a leadership role, and it looks like this would to be a little bit of anxiety about it. It's like um, yeah, I'd love to do that, but it's a lot for you to kind of muster that up. But I think it's a good thing for you to do that. It says nothing will come of this situation, and hopefully, it's nothing will come of your nervousness about the situation, that it's, and I feel that that's like everything's going to be fine. The situation that's presenting itself to you, it's okay to you can have those feelings of being insecure and a little afraid to do the thing, to step into that leadership role. But I think everything is pointing to you doing it, and that you're going to be just great at it. In your advice position is the Six of Cups. So, this could be you hearkening back. This is usually a card of reminiscence, right? This is about, this could be about enjoying the moment, but it's also, it's a card of reminiscing kind of back to your childhood. And is there somewhere back there where you wanted to take on it, or, you saw yourself in the future being a leader, taking on a leadership role like this? Um, and the advice is to maybe think back in your life, and maybe you've been in a role like this maybe when you were younger, and you feel like you've maybe just forgotten how to do it, but you did it at one time, or you at least dreamed about doing it at one time. So think about those feelings, and have the confidence to go forward, to kind of muster that up, and do the maybe fake it till you make it thing, right? That's not unheard of. What is beyond your control this week is the Five of Swords. So, this is usually our winning through deceit card, kind of being a little bit underhanded. I can also see this card as just saying things that need to be said, just being very clear. So just make sure that you're choosing your words very wisely this week, because it's just kind of beyond your control to have that sort of conflict, of what the five brings, and it's about swords. So this is definitely about air energy and messaging and your thoughts, your intellect. So it's beyond your control to kind of have an exchange there, or have a little bit of a conflict. what is your secret desire or what you're trying to avoid is maybe calling upon that inner strength, right? That's where this comes in here. Are you strong enough? Think back to your childhood again when you were, this is something that you either dreamed about or something that you did. Sometimes we take on a leadership role, in our younger times, and then it kind of may fade away, and you're called upon later to do that. And it's like, oh, I haven't done that in a while. Just because it's rusty and you haven't used that muscle in a while doesn't mean that that muscle does not exist. So come, find this inner strength within you. Hopefully that is your secret desire and you're not trying to avoid your inner strength, but, pull upon that inner strength to go ahead and say yes. Because I think, like I said, the cards are just saying yes to all of this. In your outcome position, yeah, look where you end up is the Nine of Pentacles. So, you know, excuse me, if this card is enjoying the fruits of your labor, also with nostalgia, this card is definitely enjoying the fruits of your labor. I mean, look at the Nine of Pentacles. She's just having a great day. Her garden's full. She's got a bird there. She's having a great day, enjoying the fruits of her labor, and that's what you need to be doing this week too. And let me see if there's any numbers that are repeating. We do have a couple of eights here. I would say look up angel number 88 and see if that means anything to your current situation. All right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final words here for Capricorn as they muster up the courage to say yes to this new role. Rejuvenate. You can do that, and I see that too, kind of as this card here about your youth. I mean, and what is it that you can hearken back on and think about where you've had to take on a leadership role in your past, or something that you dreamed of again in your childhood. So think about that. Let's get a self-care wisdom card here. Self-care for Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to do this week to take care of themselves? And this card comes up here. This card is called Listen. And it says, people start to heal the moment they feel heard. So make sure that you are listening to others too. And hopefully you have someone that listens to you, especially about, maybe these anxieties and fears. And look around for someone to maybe let that out to. I know it looks like we had some words exchanged here, and this may be kind of a negative situation, but I'm sure there's someone around you that you can, just kind of bounce this off of, that, hey, this leadership role, the something has come up where I need to be a leader, and I'm, just a little nervous about it, and can I do it? And talk to that person and let them be the person that makes you feel heard. And don't be afraid to look around and ask somebody for that kind of advice, that sort of wisdom. So, Capricorn, thank you so much for being here. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use in your week. We did forget to pull what's hidden from you. Let's do this real quick. Forgot to turn this deck over. What's hidden from you this week is a lot of different choices. So, looks like you're on kind of a narrow path towards this one choice, and you don't have a lot of other choices when it comes to this. So again, all the cards say yes, take on this position. Anyway, I do appreciate your time here with me today. And if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below and let me know what kind of thing were you struggling with to get into a leadership role. Let me know if that's something you went through this week, and how you resolve that. I do post readings every week, so come back next time and we'll see if this message continues or if there's a completely different message here for you. Also, if you like my reading style, of course, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, but more importantly, Capricorn, it'll help you find me next week. So thanks so much. Good luck with all of this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.